Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 4 of Division 2, Season 4 here in Imola. I am Miss Chocolate. We are just getting underway for the race. In a moment, we will have a run through of the grid that was made from qualifying in just a moment. And then we will be underway racing very shortly. Drivers are just tweaking their setups, setting their fuel and stuff of the sort, and very soon we will be underway here, I expect. Shouldn't be too much longer at all. Alrighty then, we are just getting underway now for the formation lap. Let's have a look. Firstly, let's get those tyres up on screen. The grid then for us. Womack starting on pole position, Justorini alongside him on the front row. Cam taking P3 there in qualifying. Victor up in P4. Crossroad qualified P5, but he received a grid penalty, dropping him down the order. BPA in 5th. The German in 6th. He's starting on the soft compound tyres. Devil rejected in 7th. Crossfrog down in 8th. Man like Shad 9th. And Lilex in 10th. Man like Shad on the hards. German on the softs. Everybody else on the mediums. 32 laps ahead of us now as we make our way around for the formation lap. I expect we're going to see a few interesting strategies here, to be honest. Most of the grid starting on the mediums, but there are a couple outliers. And also, yeah, it'll be interesting to see, especially if we get a safety car at some point, what sort of strategies people decide to go for. Womack's taking this formation lap very quickly compared to those behind. Just wants to get the car back to the grid. Everybody else taking a little bit more care, a little bit more time warming those tyres up. Coming down towards Ravazza now for Womack's. Man like Shad and Lilex have been disqualified. They're going to have some cold tyres for this race, it seems. But not too much longer now to go. Rest of the grid starting to form up. Womack's taking a very aggressive angle. Let's just go on board with him. I mean, you kind of have to because the grid's a bit wonky, especially at the front. But, oh, and he's been disqualified. So has Justorini, the top two, both lining up incorrectly. Cam has decided to just line up straight, not taking any risks there. Well, here we go now. We're going to get a terrible camera angle, I think, unfortunately. Devil rejected, disqualified as well. Cold tyres for him. Crossfrog just lining up now. And he disqualifies as well. Here we go now for the race start. The 5 lights are on here in Imola, and we are underway here racing. Looks like it was a decent start for Justorini. He's up into the lead already. Womack's bogging down a little bit. Here comes Victor and Cam as well on the attack here down towards turn 1. Who is going to come out ahead as we reach the first chicane? We got Haas off into the gravel already. Maybe an unsafe rejoin there as he comes back onto the track. But it's Justorini out in front. We have an Alpine round, BPA round into the grass. He has kept going. But he's down the order now. Let's make our way through Tosa now. Justorini out in front from Womack's. Womack's still keeping up with him after that poor start. And Cam sticking with him as well. He managed to get past Victor into turn 1 after that mistake. Further down the order, Devil Rejected getting past Lilacs. Lilacs making a couple of positions up on the race start. And he's round. Lilacs losing the rear on the exit of Piratella. Almost losing the car as we head now through Aqua Minerale. Justorini still leading out in front from Womack's, but he is under immense pressure, and I think we might see a re-overtake very soon from the AlphaTauri. He is preparing for a move here down towards turn 1. BPA getting past man like Shad. Man like Shad really struggling here early on. Can that Delta update please? It's just saying 0.017. There we go, across the line now. Oh, I've got bugged timing. Lovely. Okay, well, I'm going to have to use my own timing here. Okay. Down towards the Villeneuve chicane. Still, Justorini leads. Crossroad quite close to the back of German. Putting him under a little bit of pressure here. Might potentially be sizing up a move down into the chicane. Just coming up very anti-outer. We'll have to wait and see. BPA also all over the back of Lilacs here. Coming through Aqua Minerale. Almost going into the back of him there. He might fancy his chances to the inside here. Into Variante Outer. Is he going to make this one stick to the inside now? Taking a lot of curve there. Gets that move done. Lilacs having to go a little bit deep there. Couldn't quite keep it on the track. Crossfrog also all over the back of German through Ravatsa. Let's see what he can do now as we head onto the main straight. Justorini sets the fastest lap. There we go. Cam now setting the fastest lap actually. Cam just a couple tenths faster than the pair of them. Down towards turn 1 we go now. Here comes Victor and German into the braking zone. German taking the place. I thought it was going to be Crossfrog making a move into turn 1, but it's German in the Aston Martin up into P4 now. On those soft compound tyres, working very nicely for him on this race start. Seems like the Deltas have fixed themselves now. Hopefully it's going to stay that way. So out in front still, Justorini. From Womack's, then Cam, and then there's a gap starting to form a little bit. That DRS is broken between German and Cam, and then we have Victor, Crossfrog also in that train. Crossfrog having a look on Victor there as they made their way into Aqua Minerale. Not quite close enough to make that one work. Having a look now into Variante Outer. Crossfrog really starting to lose a little bit of time. He's lost the DRS to the German in front. And Victor losing the rear on the exit there, costing him even more time. He's going to get the DRS here now. But I expect Cross is going to try and dispatch him as fast as possible now. Let's head over to Womack's, who's now going to have the DRS on Justorini for the first time as they make their way down towards Tamburello. Let's see what he can do with this DRS. Powering his way past, up into the race lead. He was on pole. He had a bad start. He's back into the lead now on lap 4. Crossfrog getting past Victor as well with that DRS. Crossfrog already flashing with his battery. Such is his ERS deployment early on. The Ferrari of Cam off the track there in the grass. That's cost him the DRS to Justorini already. Little bit of a mistake there on the exit of 3. And that has been a little bit costly for him. German now in his DRS as well. This could be the Germans' chance to close back into this lead pack with those soft compound tyres. We'll have to wait and see if he's able to keep there. But now, here we go. again into that ricochet. In 3 seconds for Cam, he was taking so much curb trying to catch back up. And already a time penalty for the Ferrari. Not ideal for him in this race. That's really going to hamper him. Hopefully, though, he'll be able to build a gap here. But not within that DRS of Womack and Justerini. Here we go again. Down the main straight. Womack sets the fastest lap of the race at 1:18.4. He's pushing along very nicely out in front. And just kind of able to control the pace with Justerini behind. So looking good for him so far. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out for the rest of the race, though. 3 seconds for Victor as well. Not ideal for him picking that time penalty up. BPA also closing on Devil rejected. I don't think he'll be sizing a move up just yet, but could see him going for that overtake very soon. Well, actually, let's go and look at this. Very close to the back of the McLaren now through Acque Minerali. Got to be careful not to cost himself too much time, but likewise not cause a collision, making a mistake trying to make the overtake. Just not able to find the space to make the place. Here we go now towards Ravazza. He's going to get the DRS. Is he going to try and make the move a little bit earlier than the start-finish line? He's going to go to the outside, actually. I think maybe the McLaren just letting him through there. BPA now up into 7th after that first lap mistake. Here we go with Crossfrog and the German for the fight for P4. Here comes Crossfrog with the DRS. Down towards Tamburello we go. And he is making that move up into P4. He'll set his sights after Cam now, but it's going to be quite a job for him to close that gap. 2 seconds between him and Cam. Still got to find over a second if he wants to close that gap. And despite Crossfrog having the DRS, Cam was 4/10 faster on that last lap. So as it stands, I don't think Cross is going to catch. Although I think there's been a mistake for Cam. That gap has fallen quite suddenly. Cam a second slower than all those around him through Sector 1. Not ideal for him. He is starting to build that gap back up again. And crucially out in front, Justerini has lost DRS to Wimax. The German gets a 3-second time penalty. Crossfrog's off the track. Crossfrog losing it on the exit of Acque Minerali, and he's dropping way down the order, down to P8 now, off the back of the pack. It was looking so good for Crossfrog, and now it's all falling apart. Lialex gets a 3-second time penalty. Just adding to his pain so far. Currently sat in P9. Everybody who finishes this race will score points. So this is a race of survival for some of those back markers. We'll have to wait and see how it goes for them. But Womack's out in front now. Devil rejected into the pits, and that's a 5 seconds for speeding. Just rubbing salt into the wound for him. So unfortunate. Not been a great race for him, and he is retiring from the race as well. Unfortunately, that is race over for him. But just there. Trying to say Justerini and Womax at the same time doesn't really work. Justerini 1.7 seconds off of Womax right now. Just dropping back now that he doesn't have that DRS. He doesn't seem to have the pace to keep up with the AlphaTauri. Unfortunately for him. And making a mistake there. On the exit of Acque Minerali, he's lost a lot of time. Cam now closing in 1.6 off of the McLaren driver. And he might be pushing on to try and make a move. We also have yellow flags. Man like Shad going slowly. What's happened to him? He spun on the exit of Tosa. Turn 7. He's getting back going again, but he is a long way off the pack. Over a half a lap down currently. And yeah, very unfortunate for him. We'll have to see if he can recover anything from this. He's currently almost 50 seconds off the race lead right now, so not ideal for him. Way down at the back. Victor closing in on the German right now as well, and he also has BPA coming back through the field towards him. BPA on a mission here to try and recover a decent result after that lap 1 incident. Not too sure what happened with him. We'll have to wait and see. But he is almost within that DRS of the Haas MP5. And he's going to be pushing hard to try and close back in. The cars in front of him, the next three, all have 3-second time penalties, which could come into play later in the race. BPA just closing to within 1 second now. He's right on that margin. By the time they get to Ravazza, though, it's going to be decided. Just in a couple corners' time, we'll see if he can get a better exit, and he does. Gaining almost 2/10 out of Aquamarali. Now the gap 8/10. Victor might get DRS yet still off of German though, although not a great exit for the Haas. So this could be BPA's chance to try and jump Victor, get into the DRS of German. He could be setting himself up to get into P4 here in the next few laps. Here we go now. Round Ravazza, onto the main straight we go. BPA in the slipstream of the Haas, gaining as we speak. Got the DRS open. Here he comes now, down towards turn 1 we go. BPA already pulling clear of the Haas driver. Easy overtake for him. Up into P5 now, and the gap to German 1.2. Although a mistake for BPA. What's happened to BPA? That's so unfortunate. Just getting the move done, and it's all gone again. Down, back behind Victor. BPA currently the fastest driver on the track, but that mistake early on really costing him. He would be in for the fight for the win, as it stands. But it's just not worked out for him, unfortunately. That mistake on the exit of the Tamburello chicane, proving costly for him. So we'll have to wait and see if he can recover anything from this. I mean, a safety car would be really beneficial for him, but with 9 drivers in the race, I feel like it's quite unlikely we'll get a safety car, especially with the field being spread out in the way it is. Here we go again with BPA, only a couple tenths off the back of Victor. Down the main straight we go again. BPA going for it again on the Haas. German into the pits off those soft compound tyres. BPA in the slipstream, closing in on the Haas driver, pulling out to the left-hand side we go, and pulling clear of Victor. Victor gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings, and he goes straight on in the chicane, almost collecting BPA in the process, and he has immediately lost the DRS as a result of that mistake. That almost ended very badly for the Alpine of BPA, and the Haas of Victor too. He probably would have lost his front wing if there was contact. And we have a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. That's for Crossrock. He's got into the barriers and he's missing his front wing. No, I think he might have just lost it on his own there, to be honest. But that is front wing gone for Crossfrog. And Crossfrog is going to have to limp his way back to the pit lane now. Unfortunate for him. I think, unfortunately for BPA as well, it's not a full safety car, because that would have been really beneficial. Man like Shag coming into the pit lane now. He is a long way off the pack, though. He's almost going to get lapped. He might even get lapped under this virtual safety car, actually. Although I think he has just started moving again, so he should just about stay on the lead lap. But it's going to be very close to him getting lapped here. Womack's making his way down the main straight now. And yeah, he will come out just behind this Red Bull, who is going to have to get a bit of a move on. 5-second time penalty for Cam for speeding in the pit lane. And yeah, let's see, is this Red Bull going to be going unnecessarily slowly? He's kind of got to get a move on here. I know he's holding up Womack's. This is not allowed. He needs to probably pick the pace up. BPA and Victor both coming into the pit lane as well. It's just Arini and Womack's out in front. I think there might be a penalty coming towards man like Shad for that one. And this is just a shambles. I think that's going to be quite a severe penalty heading his way, to be honest. A drive-through for man like Shad as well. So yeah, really unfortunate for Womack's there. Justerini getting past him as a result of that poor driving from man like Shad. I think that one's definitely going to get investigated by the stewards. I'm almost certain of it. That was very poor from him. The German getting past Lilex after pitting for a set of new medium compound tyres. Lilac still out on those old mediums. Probably starting to struggle a little bit for grip. He's got Victor behind as well. BPA on a set of hard compound tires. Could he take those to the end? He's currently... Oh, a mistake there from Lilac. Nearly contact and almost a big crash there between Victor and Lilac there. Luckily, no harm done. Heading down to Ravatsa now. BPA is now caught up to man like Shad and the lapped car. We will have to wait and see. I think actually BPA is the car's gonna be ghosted for him. It's not gonna be any issue. So as of right now, the two out in front yet to pit. Cam has 8 seconds of penalties. That might have been a warning for BPA actually. Cam has 8 seconds. German has 3. Victor has 6, and Lilac has 3. BPA seems to have had quite a decent recovery so far. I think his pace now looking quite decent as well. We'll see how it compares to Cam. So far, matching Cam's pace in the first two, and another 3 seconds to Cam. He's really struggling with these track limits. Out in front though, Womax still not able to catch up to Justerini. He's about a tenth per lap faster than the McLaren. And he gained a 10.5 through sector 1 there. He is closing in, but that was really costly for him. And yeah, unfortunately, it did cost him that position out in front. Womax now 1.1 seconds off. He won't get the DRS this time around, unfortunately. But here we go. Down the main straight again. Yeah, and BPA still matching Cam's pace as well. As it stands, BPA will take that P3. We'll have to wait and see. Alright, coming through Varianti Outer, Justorini not getting a great exit. Womax now onto the back of him. He's within that 1 second window in the detection zone. Here we go. Down the main straight. I don't think he'll get close enough to make the move this time around, but Womax is going to get that DRS. And yeah. Here we go. Not gaining that much, actually. He only gained about 0.3 there through that DRS zone. I think maybe next time around with a bit more slipstream could close in a bit more. We will have to wait and see. Six tenths now the gap as we head into Piratella. Looking very nice for Womax to try and retake this race lead. It's going to be very interesting with the strategy, actually. Cam and BPA on this undercut. Cam now should be in position to take the race lead on track. On this mistake for Womax. Off into the barriers. We have a virtual safety car out. Womax has lost his front wing. This is a very nice chance for Justerini to make his way into the pit lane for a set of hard compound tyres. Womax will be doing the same, I expect, because of that front wing. That's so unfortunate. He's had such good pace this race. And it's just all fallen apart. That mistake with the Red Bull. And now this losing the front wing. So into the pit lane comes Justerini, comes Womax as well. It'll be interesting to see whether Justerini had a big enough gap to maintain that race lead here or not. Cam now coming down the start-finish rate. I think Justerini might just about come ahead. This is going to be close, though, as they come to line. DRS is enabled. We are green flag underway. And Cam getting the jump on Justerini. As Justerini stopped there. I'm not too sure what happened. But Justerini now in P2. Cam out in front, but he has 11 seconds of penalties. Womax coming out of the pit lane now. He's going to come out alongside Victor. Victor goes ahead of him. Womax down to P6. Very unfortunate for him. Crossroad coming out ahead of Lilex, getting past him. Womax on a charge though, up past Victor already, through Tosa, getting that move done as early as he could. Already up into P5, on a charge now to try and catch up to the German. On the 6-lap old medium compound tyres, he's going to have a big tyre advantage, is Womax over the German. But whether it's going to be enough, that's a different question. I expect he's going to have the pace, to be honest, given what we've seen so far. Through the middle sector, how much has he gained? He gained 4/10 through that middle sector, so he is finding some time here. It's going to be very interesting to see if Womax can fight his way back onto the podium. Lilex getting past Crossroad again. Was there a mistake there for the Williams? He seems to be really struggling, to be honest, today. Having a couple of mistakes, and Crossroad goes back past Lilex there. Maybe there was something that happened between the pair of them. And Crossroad getting let back past. Victor still just about sticking with Womax here. Womax has the fastest lap currently at 1:18.4, but I expect we're going to see that getting beaten quite soon with these new hard compound tyres. They're probably close to half a second a lap faster than what he was on when he set that lap, along with a little bit less fuel should help him. We have a Ferrari. Yes, we have a Ferrari of Lilex in the pit lane. Womax now 3 seconds off of the German in P4. He is closing in quite rapidly. We'll compare his lap to BPAR at the end of this one as well. We'll have a look and see if he has the pace to close back into the run. Obviously, BPA on that first stint had that spin. Lilex 3 seconds going his way. BPA had that incident on lap 1, which cost him a lot of time. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So, on that last lap, Womax was 6/10 faster than BPA. Justerini, though, 3/10 faster than Womax. He set the fastest lap of the race at 1:18.1. He is on a charge. And it seems he has some very good pace, actually. In fact, Womax here, on the back now of the German. He has closed in very rapidly. And now going to be sizing up an overtake, probably down into Turn 1, Tamburello, or probably more likely before Turn 1 with the DRS. 3 second time penalty, another one for the German. Not a great exit. Is Womax going to try it around the outside? No, he's not. A bit too far back to try and make that one work. On the exit, though, here, could he get a good enough run here down towards Ravazza? He is closing in on the Aston Martin. He'll get the DRS here now. Just backing out, getting ready to go for the overtake down the main straight with that DRS. Here we go now. Down the main straight. And Womack's losing a lot of time on that previous lap, actually. Pretty much a second to BPA. Now past the German. He has no more traffic left to contend with. Giustarini also catching up to Cam. He's right onto the back of the Ferrari now. Cam not having a great last lap. 2 seconds slower than all the others. Fastest first sector for Womack. He is pushing hard now. He is trying to close in as much as he can. He's 10 seconds off of BPA as it stands, though. So it's going to be a big ask for him to close this in. He's going to be hoping for a safety car. So will BPA. They are all going to be hoping for that. Crossfrog will as well, being quite far back. And we have more yellow flags. That is man like Shad. Round at Tosa. He has got going again. No damage done to his car. Taking out the Rolex board. Oh, and he's lost it again. Trying to get going. Lapped by Crossfrog now. And really unfortunate for him. Just struggling so much for grip on those medium tyres. Here comes Giustarini, though, down towards turn 1 with that DRS, having to back out a little bit, but he has that inside line, he has the DRS, and into turn 1, swooping past, up into the race lead. Cam trying to get a switch back, fastest lap of the race for Womack. He is flying along 1.5 seconds faster than BPA on the previous lap. He is closing in rapidly, but Giustarini up into the lead of this race now. He was already technically leading with Cam's penalty, but now he's up in front on track as well, almost about to catch up to Lilac soon too. Lilac's going to be lapped probably in 2 or 3 laps, I would say. Unfortunately for him, race not going great for him, and that is the Red Bull of man like Shaq coming into the pit lane again. Really not a great race for him. He's not going to be too much longer before he's getting lapped for the second time here. Only on lap 20 as well. He's going onto a set of soft compound tires. I don't think they'll take you to the end of the race either, unfortunately for him. But he's so far back off the pack. It doesn't really matter what he does. He's going to be down at the back anyway. Here we go down the main straight. And yeah, Lilac going past. And Giustarini going to go past as well. Man like Shad now 2 laps down on the leaders. Look at the gap. We have a virtual safety car. What's happened there? That's Crossfrog again. Doing the same thing that Womack did. German coming into the pit lane. Bold strategy call by him. I expect onto a set of mediums, yes. And another front wing lost for Crossfrog. It's a different corner this time, but the same corner that Womack did it at. Couple drivers getting caught out there. Off track there around the final corner for good measure. Into the pit lane he comes now. That is our 3rd virtual safety car. Still, oh, drive-thrus. Who's picked up a drive-thru there? It's Wichter and German with drive-thru penalties. There's just confirmation. 3 seconds for German as well. But both of them picking up a drive-thru penalty. And that is really going to hurt their race. Cam going to get some DRS off of this Red Bull here. He might have been held up again under the virtual safety car, like we saw with Womack. Because look how much closer BPA is now. On that last lap, Cam a second slower than Giustarini. And that was pretty much all under the virtual safety car. Crossfrog also now 2 laps down after that pit stop, unfortunately. He is going to be under pressure from a man like Shad on those softs just behind him. I believe. Are they on the same lap there? I don't know. I think... No, sorry, I'm getting confused. Man like Shad is still a lap down. Wichter coming into the pistons. Also, German will be in a second to serve each of their drive-thrus now. German gets a 5-second speeding penalty as well. Not going his way. The pack is very bunched up right now, which is quite surprising, although I think 3 of those are lapped cars. We have yellow flags in Sector 1. What's happened to Wixer here? I think just going a bit slowly on the exit. And the German coming in as well. As for penalties here. Alright, so it's Lilacs and Crossfrog that are close together here. Not man like Shadow and Crossfrog. BPA getting past the Ferrari now. He's probably not going to be enjoying this ghosted car, to be honest. And that is Cam into the pit lane now. Off those hard compound tyres. He'll serve his 5-second penalty, but he still has 6 seconds. Still that he won't be able to serve in this race. So Cam now onto a set of softs. It's going to be quite a tall order for him to try and catch this one. Coming out a long way back. Let's wait and see for the delta to update. 22 seconds to Womax. That's going to be a very big delta to catch. With 10 laps to go, he's got to be 2.2 seconds a lap faster than Womax. Womax on 7 lap old hard compound times. He might be able to do it, but he also has 6 seconds of penalties to contend with, so it's going to have to be closer to 3 seconds a lap faster, including an overtake on Womax, just to get up to P3 here. It's not looking great. BPA currently on 12 lap hard compound tyres. Is he going to come into the pits as well, or is he going to try and stick it out to the end? He is staying out at least one more lap. Both the leaders flashing their batteries, BPA and... that's not a leader, that is Crossfrog in front of him on a new set of mediums. Just a really 6 seconds up the road from these cars. Having a nice, comfortable race out in front after taking the lead earlier on. Cam, I think, also going for the fastest lap here. Maybe he expected his best possible finish to be P4 anyway, so he's just going for that fastest lap. He is flying along very nicely. Purple, final 2 sectors for him. Obviously, he was in the pits on that lap. Oh, there's a car off. That's Lilacs, I think, in the barriers. Kept it going on the exit of Tosa. That was quite slowly off into the barriers as well. He is still going. Well, let's head over to Cam actually, as he's on his fastest lap attempt. Let's see what kind of pace he's carrying here. That looked like it might have been a corner cut actually, so maybe picked up a warning. Purple first sector though for him. He is absolutely flying along. So yeah, let's wait and see now into Piratella. Down the hill now into Aqua Minerali. On the brakes, back up the hill. Got to make sure you keep that traction nice and steady. We saw a couple of cars, Womax and Crossrock, both spinning out here. And now into the Variante out to take as much curb as you possibly dare. Try and carry as much speed through. And now, just 2 corners left to go. The 2 Ravazza corners. Here we go. Late on the brakes into the first one. And then just a small dab of the brakes. Back on the throttle as early as you can. Here we go to the line. What time is he going to set? It's purple first sector, purple second sector, fastest lap of the race, and a purple third sector to go with a 1:16.4. I don't think anybody's going to be challenging that without a pit stop to come. And yeah, the field's a bit spread out now, to be honest. I don't know if we're going to really see much any more action without a safety car here, just because of how spread the field is. Just Arini out in front by 5.6 seconds. Wixter coming into the pit lane. Off of those hards, I expect onto a set of softs. We'll have to wait and see what he is planning here. He'll lose the position to the German. I'm not sure if we'll be able to catch that back up. So confirmation there, a set of soft compound tyres for Wixter. Wixter now a lap down as well, just for good measure. Only the top 5 still on the lead lap. Such is the pace difference here today. German over a minute off the lead as well, so not been a great race for him either. But, yeah, just Arini putting a very nice race together right now. Wumax is catching the pair of them, as he has been for quite a while. He seems to have the pace, especially on these hard compound tyres. It's just whether he's going to be catching fast enough. BPA not really making any impressions into the times of Justerini. In fact, it seems on this lap, Justerini actually pulling away a little bit. But I guess Wumax's goal here is going to be to try and get to the P2. I don't think he'll have the pace to take P1. Unfortunately for him. Very much just going to have to sit here and hope that it is able to work out for him. Let's head over to Wumax actually, as he is pushing along now to try and catch up to the charging BPA, and Justerini on the last lap half a second faster than BPA. At this rate, with six or seven, 6 laps remaining, 6 and a bit maybe, around 6 laps remaining, he needs to be catching close to a second a lap. So, although I was about to say, although his last lap wasn't the greatest, only catching half a second. He's caught half a second in Sector 1 alone on this lap. Potentially could find some pace here. Maybe BPA starting to struggle with that 5-lap tyre deficit. Although not a great middle sector for Wumax. I don't think Wumax is going to have the pace, unfortunately, to catch up to BPA here. And we have a Red Bull man like Shad going slowly. What's happened to him? 3-second time penalty for BPA. Well, that changes it a bit. Wumax only needs to find 3 seconds now. This could be the chance that Wumax needed. Although I think Justerini and Wumax both are going to be very close to getting a penalty at this stage in the race as well. Although, as it stands, Cam 16 seconds behind. He has not been able to put the impression we expected him. Not 5 seconds for a man like Shab for speeding. He hasn't been able to put the impressions, has Cam, that were expected. Since pitting for those soft compound tyres 5 laps ago, he has only gained 5 seconds of the 28 he needed to gain. So really unfortunate for him. Just hasn't had the pace to catch back up. I think he would have been better doing exactly what BPA has done and just stayed out on track. Hoped that it all works out in the end. Unfortunately for Wumax, not really seeming to put the pace in, still on BPA 3 seconds for Lialex down in P8. Yeah, and as it stands, it's been a very good drive from Justerini, to be honest. He benefited, obviously, from that incident between Wumax and Manlakshad. 3 seconds for Cam, another one. That's 9 seconds now for him. He's not going to change his position as a result of that. Just a little bit scrappy from him, to be honest. 9 seconds is quite a lot to get in a 50% race. It's a warning every 3 laps. Wichter gets another 3-second penalty. He's got 12 warnings. Now 12 seconds in total. Even worse for him. But yeah. Gap between BPA and Wumax has fallen a little bit on this lap. Down to 5.5 seconds. Just Wumax not able to find that time that he needs to. Bit of a messy lap, I think, for Justerini. BPA has gained a second on him on that last lap. Wumax not really gaining any time at all on BPA. He's just not got the pace. And the only other really close fight apart from these top cars is between Crossfrog and Wigter, but Wigter has newer tyres. Crossfrog is just dropping away. That gap has fallen from 3 to 4.5 seconds since I last checked it a couple laps ago. I think I might have an idea as to why Justerini is losing time, actually. If we go over to Justerini, he has the Haas of Wigter, who's probably getting all in his way, blocking his vision. Really not going to be helping him at all out in front. Which is unfortunate for him, because he was having such a good race. It's not going to cost him any positions, I don't think. But it's probably quite frustrating, very off-putting. And it is costing him time as well. The gap now between Justerini and BPA, 4.5 seconds. Justerini now past the Haas car. He'll hope that it stops bothering him, to be honest. Coming down into Acqua Minerale on the penultimate lap now for Justerini. He has been able to control this race very well. Womack's currently 4.8 off of... Wrong button. Currently 4.5 now off of BPA. Starting the final lap. He's going to need a mega final lap. Probably a mistake from BPA, to be honest, if he wants to try and take the P2 here. Just unfortunately for BPA, that 3 seconds came and it meant that there was pretty much no chance of fighting for the win here with Justerini. If there was any mistake that came, Justerini would need to lose a lot of time. Womax as well, after that incident with Man Like Shad under the virtual safety car. Man Like Shad seems to be going very slowly. And also Womax getting a legal overtake there, which cost him even more time. That led Justerini through into the race lead. And then, of course, Womax, while trying to re-overtake Justerini, had that spin down at Acqua Minerale. And ever since then, his race has just fallen apart, really. 4.2 now off of BPA. It doesn't look like he's going to be catching up enough unless there's a mistake from BPA. BPA also now with that Haas probably not helping him all that much either. But out in front, Justerini has driven a commanding race after taking the lead on that virtual safety car restart when Womax got caught up with the Red Bull of Man Like Shad. He managed to capitalize on that, did not look back, has led pretty much every lap of the race since then. Justerini coming now across the line to win the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. He takes first place. BPA now coming to the line despite that 3 seconds will just about hang on to P2. Womax 3.6 seconds off. That goes to 6/10 in the end. Crossfrog has been disqualified from the race. I'm not sure what that was for. I'll have a look in a second. Actually, I'll look now while Cam is coming around. Crossfrog. I don't know. I'm not sure what Crossfrog got disqualified for. Cam comes home in P4. Those soft tyres just not able to work for him in the end. And then next car to cross the line will be the German. Coming round Ravatsa now. Onto the start-finish straight. And he will come home to take P5. And then the only driver left is Man Like Shad, a couple laps down, but he has made it to the end in the end. Not too sure what happened with Crossfrog there. We'll have a look at the race director in a second. Apparently it was a game bug there. So here we go, the final race order for you. Justorini taking that race win from BPA, then Wumax. There we go. Justorini from BPA, Wumax Cam, German Victor, Lilacs, Man Like Shad. Devil rejected the only DNF in that race. I'm not sure where Crossroad was when he crossed the line, but he will get that position reinstated. I believe he was in P7. So that will drop Lilacs and Man Like Shad both down a position. But there we have it. Let's just have a look at the race director quickly. I expect somebody might want it. And it actually doesn't say anything about a disqualification, quite interestingly. Alright then, yeah, so Cam managed to grab that fastest lap. Let's now head over for some interviews. Alright then. Right then, let's head over to BPA first, then he's the only one to respond. So, yeah, let's move him over. Hello, BPA.
Hello.
P2 for you there in the end. Seemed like a bit of a mixed race for you. How was it?
Yeah, the first lap I tried to overtook the German and I got spun. Therefore I was at the last place. But I made a very good comeback and yeah, it's a P2 for me.
So yeah, so that lap one incident, was there contact with someone or did you just lose the traction on your own?
There was contact. I think it was my fault. I tried to move on to the curb too early, so I was not ahead of the car. We were side by side, but I misjudged it.
Cross had been not bad.
Um, and then across the line with your 3 second penalty, it was only 0.6 seconds. Were you worried that Wumax would catch up?
Yeah, I think there was 12 laps to the end of the till the end of the race, and yeah, I was worried because he gained several seconds in one lap. Then come a virtual safety car, which given me a second advantage. I've got a really good ending of the VSC, and yeah, he gained several seconds for several laps. Then it was around 5 or 2 tenths at the final 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, well, in the end, just managing to hang on despite your 3 second time penalty there, taking home the P2. Decent points for you as well. Next race out, Mexico. How do you think you're going to do there?
Mexico. Is it
Yeah,
is it
Mexico.
Mexico?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, that's Wicked Wednesday.
Yeah,
Uh, I,
Qatar.
I'm not looking at the right thing. Let me just check. Where is calendar? Yes, it is. Yes, Qatar. So yeah, instead of Mexico, Qatar. How do you think you're going to do there?
Yeah, last time out in season 3, I just missed out on a podium. I had a really good race there, but Qatar is not my favorite and fastest track, so I might not be on the podium.
Well, let's wait and see. Different drivers to last season. Maybe you will have a chance to fight for that podium. Best of luck next time out.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. And then let's get Justorini in. Hello, Justorini, our race winner today. Congratulations
Hello.
on the result. Just tell us a bit about your race.
Well, I started pretty well, to be honest. I had the jump on Umax start, but then I started struggling with temperature in tires. I was dropping temperature very badly, and my rear was everywhere on the first stint. But the second stint on the hards, I had a really good pace. So yeah.
Yeah. When you took that race lead, from Wumax, was that Red Bull going a bit slowly into the safety car? Because it seemed like you caught up a lot, at the end of that VSC.
I don't know what happened. I had like 2 seconds or something like that on my delta. So I started to try to catch up, and all of a sudden I'm first. I really don't know what happened there, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, and the only other thing really of mention, you were with one of the lapped cars, I think it was a Haas, for quite a while. Was that a bit of a distraction for you, having that car there?
No, actually it was pretty good. Free DRS. I didn't have to use my my energy everywhere. I was recharging behind him for a couple of laps. So yeah, I would say that's a bonus.
All right, and next time out at Qatar, how do you think you're gonna do there? Is that a good track for you?
I would say yes. I'm expecting to win, to be honest.
Very, very bold from you. I believe, if my maths is correct, which it might be, it might not be. Let me just have a look. Yes, you take the championship lead now, after Wumax and Cam both not having a great race there. So yeah, championship lead now for you. First driver to win 2 races this season must be good feeling for you.
Yeah, pretty much a boost of confidence after a couple of races where I just got pushed off the track, and I had to just salvage as much points as I could. Yeah, it's pretty good. Feels good.
All right, well, best of luck for next time out, and congratulations on the P1.
Thank you very much. Much
No problem.
appreciated.
No problem. All right then. Okay, so that is going to be it for this race. Next race we have Wicked Wednesday on Wednesday. It's in the name. Thank you everybody for watching this race, and we will see you then 7 p.m. BST. Yeah, so thank you and goodbye.